Hello everybody and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country. On the last episode, we met up with Emperor Moradane, I guess. I guess I'll call him Emperor. And then we lost 2 party members as we gained 3. The problem is Jin is unusable right now. He doesn't have access to his blade switches, so he also doesn't have access to like the specials, but he also doesn't have recoverable HP, and we don't have a healer. Because he can't switch, he doesn't have a recoverable HP, so he can't heal. We have nobody in the party that can heal. And so when Jin takes damage, it's permanent. Until after the battle, and it's not like Jin is a very good evasive blade right now. I don't know if he will become one, but as it currently stands, he's not. And that doesn't help us at all. Because without a partner, the combat system does show you can't heal.
I don't know why I'm the one doing
Turn this TV up a little bit. I just spent like 30 minutes trying to get the audio better. I could hear how my fans were just ruining everything for me. The one in my computer. And it's always in moments where the game goes quiet.
Don't spoil your appetite before I'm done.
Let's see. I still don't have anything that I can make with these. Little range, item collection range. I don't really care for this right now. The pouch items is a good one. Enemy detection, item discovery rate. Item discovery rate is also a good one.
Hunger is the best spice, right? So this should be delicious.
And then these item collections I feel like are also going to be useful, but I don't know where to get the stuff yet, so. But I need the stuff to cool down our skill recovery, because it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, it just takes too long. So I'll be using Mytha right now. I don't have a good ox chip for her, so that I can at least get her crit rate to 30. I got the glint so that she's at least like at 20 something, but it's not often, so like her recovery is still gonna be kind of faster than others, but not that great. It's still better than what it was before because you don't have the because she hits so many times, so one crit is pretty much gonna speed it up.
This should make for bracing exercise.
And if she crits twice, we're good. Like that's severely gonna speed it up. And then once it's maxed on her chart, crits is gonna fill up the bar. But it didn't like in comparison, it's like what it would be. I think right now it's only like 20%.
I'll attack on your wide
Elemental attack.
You must look ahead.
Lightning buster. You shall not prevail.
You're wide open. Star slash.
Photon edge.
No.
Ready to unleash an elemental attack. Yeah.
But yeah, I just need some ox chips. I think those are also interesting ingredients. That was a side quest.
This is new.
This place would make a perfect base of operations.
Here. Well, I can't go any further. The tide is too high. Alright. I honestly don't. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Look at Mythra's hair. Why does it have to part like that? Like, what happened? Why doesn't it just go straight down? Why must it part like that? Like, it's so... It's like long-haired pigtails. Well, I don't. I guess I don't know. I actually know how to describe it. To me, it's actually kind of dumb. Tell me, you finally found the inhabited Titan? That's right, made it there without a scratch. The map, the Bard song, the Elders' legends, it was all true. Ugh, I wish you could have had some of that fun after you bonded with me. No fair. Of course, back then I had no idea that I'd be the driver of the Aegis someday. Not a clue. And I also had no idea that I'd end up with a blade who was so hungry for experience. I mean, I prefer it when you say something, when you have something interesting to say. I choose to take that as a compliment. Well, sure, it was hardly boring discovering that legendary inhabited Titan. The natives gave us a fine chase. Natives? I thought you said it was uninhabited. Well, to be precise, we didn't meet any humans there. Just some monsters, the Arachno, Ento, and Skeeter variety. Cool. And they were pretty huge specimens too. We must have looked like extra tempting appetizers to them. There were really quite a lot of them. We were lucky to get off the Titan in one piece. Ah, a fine recompense for an adventurous heart. So your plan to build a holiday villa there came to nothing. It's more than a little tragic. Well, I mean, that wasn't the primary aim. Perhaps I didn't get the material reward, but I certainly got a spiritual one. I know it didn't say that. I know it said reward. I don't care. The things didn't work out quite so well for my playmates, though. How so? It was kind of a paradise for insects, but I heard later that it was laid to waste by someone or another. The ways of humans are often cruel. What's done is done. It was a time of war, and they had to find a place for some refugees. But the monsters couldn't have grasped that. They probably just saw an arrogant human wrecking their home. Ah, the telling of it falls hard upon my ears. Your Majesty, forgive my interruption, but it appears to be the location mentioned in the report. Ah, so we're here already. The journey passed as the blinking of an eye thanks to Adam's enchanting tales. We've been standing here for a while. If your servant's humble recounting was able to relieve your imperial tedium, truly the most blessed of men I am. Oh, I wish you'd cut it out, Adam. I am not your better, and you should know it. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Hugo, old friend. Now then, Mithra, I'd really like to get your opinion on this as the Aegis. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this isn't Malus's handiwork. How did you come to that conclusion, Mithra? Malus's attacks would have melted the earth and turned it into glass. But whatever did this only scorched the grass. It can't have been such a high temperature. That's a very wise deduction. We're lucky to have you for an ally. I offer my apologies to all of you for leading you to this disappointing conclusion. Nay, Aegeon. We could not have known without further investigation. With each possibility we discard, we move closer to our goal. Everyone, look there! Oh, hi, friend. It's a big one. Indeed, we cannot let it run riot. You mean like run rampant? Just think of the damage it could do if it got to the Lackham Cove or settlement. Everyone, get to it. Oh man, that's just
They're on to us.
Alright. Hey. You know, when you think about it, that setting doesn't work. There's a setting for things to start the battle that you can turn on and off. I don't notice that they just stand back and not attack.
Let's keep it moving.
Star Slash.
Looks like we've got a rhythm going. Oh, it gets better.
Snow Blast.
I hate Bloodhound so
Photon
much.
edge.
What's the real budget? Poised and ready. Just close it. I shall not fail you.
You cannot
Star
escape me.
Slash.
I shall hit one line.
We must look at
Striker.
Astounding.
Yeah.
I'll cut you down.
feel like I've learned something.
Perhaps I'll have another.
I couldn't even move her. I wish they would actually have done their jobs more and did voice acting for these scenes. I don't know why they didn't. Like, it shows a lack of care. To me, scenes that aren't voice acted shows that they don't care for the scene. They don't care for it. It shows a lack of effort, and I don't like it, especially when what you're talking about is the history of the character, and then you're talking about your goal. Right now, what you're working on is trying to find Malos. And then a monster that can cause huge damage shows up. That should have been a cutscene that was voice acted. When y'all are talking about things that don't matter, like with the tale of him finding that continent, it just shows that he was an adventurer before he found her. That's not that important. I can understand that not being voice acted. But as soon as they started talking about Malos and that stuff, that should have been voice acted. Seems like this should have been voice acted. But you notice something? Do you hear the music? It just considerably drops in volume. Like almost a 75% decrease in the volume of the music, maybe 50, when these scenes play. And I noticed that too when I was going through the video, the last episode. Because the music, the way I do mine, because I know the background is gonna be stupid and pick up in my mic, the way that I do mine is I adjust it to cover that background noise, the game volume. So when the game automatically reduces it and they're not saying anything, and it just like cuts the game volume in half, and the game isn't even really, they're not talking, they're not saying anything, it's just words on the screen. Or let's go to Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. When you're standing in the cafe for where you need to go to take your quest and stuff, you just hear the sounds of the keyboard typing and no music. You can hear every little bit of ambient noise, especially if I'm not saying anything. But that aside, it's like a quip of mine. I'm still tired. It's like 7 o'clock. But yeah, this was one of the things that annoys me. I don't like when games do that. Like I adjust the volume for what I feel is right, and then they change it. It might be a temporary change, but it's like, why do you even bother to do that? Y'all aren't saying anything. There's no sound effects in this cutscene. It's just words. Why bother adjusting the music? But it's just one of those things. Like, it's just one of the things that just bothers me about parts of this. Plus, it's like with Legend Heroes, like 75% of the game was voice acted, but the other 25% was just weird. Like, you have moments where everybody else would be talking, and Reen would not be voice acted at all. And it's like, everybody else is voice acted, but you're not in the scene? Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. If y'all gonna voice act everybody else, why not voice act Reen too? Like, why just make him just not have an actor in this scene, but have an actor in other scenes, but everybody else in this scene has a voice actor except him? What? Alright, a fire-spewing monster. It's a good thing we got Aegeon on hand. Perhaps it's bold of me to say, but I've dealt with worse. Well, it seems safe to assume that this was the cause of the burn marks. I would have never dreamed that such a foul fiend could have lain in wait so close to Torgoth. Maybe it was driven out of its original home in a territorial dispute. I've heard that happens from time to time. Yeah, maybe, or more likely some human stole or smashed up its home. We call them monsters, but to them, we're the monsters. Indeed, it must be thus. The day shall dawn where man's exploitation of titans will bring us all to ruin. Perhaps that dawn is already upon us. I have a Reese's Pieces that I have sitting right here.
Interesting
staring
thing
at me.
you've got there.
Malice enough.
It's all right.
I didn't even know he could do that.
Indal's most sacred treasure, the Aegis. It is said to be the embodiment of the Architect's light, the divine revelations our founder Maldonare received.
Really? Then...
Usually, if I have anything in front of me that I'll munch on, I'll turn off my mic, but sometimes the mic doesn't like to turn off.
That's what I will be called too. After all, I am born of divinity, not just some reflection.
You believe yourself so strong?
Don't you?
Your situation doesn't look good. Boltrick is not going to let it go. And you can't hide behind the Praetor forever.
That has nothing to do with you.
If that were true, you wouldn't be here. Here.
What is this place?
It's a very tasty secret. Formerly known only to the Praetor and me.
He's so sleazy.
The
I don't like
essence of
it.
our Judician forebears, originally salvaged from the bottom of the Cloud Sea. Some of it may hail from the fabled land of Moritha.
Moritha?
Look. This here display is a diagram of what human cells are made of. And then this one here is a blade's.
Astonishingly alike.
Of course. After all, they are descended from humans, too. That in and of itself isn't too shocking. But this...
It's the same, isn't it?
Just wait.
That's a core crystal.
Exactly. A blade's core crystal contains information not only pertaining to humans. It also records schematics describing all manner of animal tissues.
You're saying blades contain detailed information of all living creatures?
Not just that. Have a look at this undeveloped part. That is from a Titan. It suggests that this particular piece may one day develop into a Titan. Isn't it mind-boggling? A message from the Architect, no doubt.
From the Architect?
Indeed. This is just what you were after. I wish to investigate this and learn more of what the Architect has in store for this world. And perhaps claim this knowledge for our own.
Including the Praetor?
Perhaps. Isn't this in line with your own goals?
Can you
Well
even
then.
see?
I may as well help out.
I believe that concludes my mission. Shall we head to the flagship? Find by me. It's a good place for us to exchange information. It's currently moored at Lockham Cove. Then to Lockham Cove we go.
How about next time you help yourselves?
We don't have many pouch items. It's sad. It's so sad. I don't even know how we're supposed to make gold in this one. In the other one, we salvage. That's how we make our money. But what do we do here to make gold? Can't just be killing things because they don't give much.
Just gonna randomly look over here.
I'd fight you, but I don't have a healer. If I had a healer, I felt like I could find.
Right. So it was the Cian forces that ravaged this area.
Yes. Many troops remained here with no orders after Malos sank their homeland. We're doing our best to disarm them, but... well, you've seen the village. Sadly, it's happened more than once.
The powers that be bicker among themselves, ignoring the larger danger.
Is that our map?
And right now, that is the one thing we cannot afford.
I will go take a look.
Incidentally, how has Torna been faring?
I'd like to tell you that the people bask in the peace of His Majesty's rule. But I'm afraid that would be a lie.
Same as everywhere else then, yes?
Torna has not escaped Malos's rampage unscathed.
If that is so, allow me to offer you the Imperial Army's assistance in this time of...
Don't worry about it. This is exactly the reason why Indol entrusted her to me.
Ah, so you came. The future king of Torna. I'm glad I thought to send a messenger.
King, don't joke about it.
Mouth.
Rumors like that could cause trouble at home.
I am merely a quester. I hold no such influence.
I quested today, but tomorrow?
The core's color is different. And she's a woman, too. Quite lovely indeed. Malos was all brawn and brutish strength.
You worry?
No, quite the contrary. Everybody knows a blade's appearance bears no relation to their power. You could be the heroine of our resistance.
No, I won't be anyone's anything.
That's fine now. I have only one thing to ask of you. To rectify the mistake I made and erase Malos from the face of the world.
So that's why the returning hero, pacifier of the Borderlands, was really just...
Never before has a blade broken free and rampaged like this. I can see why Indol would prefer to keep it quiet. They're even routing support to the militia through Argentum for deniability.
and then towards you.
What am I hearing?
I'm just some princeling. Me.
All right,
Surely,
that's my
if you
computer.
defeat Malos,
I
your
need to
cover
figure out
will
what
be
to do
blown.
about that thing.
If, indeed, But we're not in it for the glory, are we? When we're done, I'll just plow my fields in peace.
Your Majesty, some of our troops have returned to base, but
Is something wrong?
they're all
Clearly.
reporting something strange. A marauding group of routed mercenaries, trying to avoid any attention.
Just remnants, hmm? That is strange. There's not much around here for them, in the way of paid work or opportunities for looting.
As your Majesty commanded, our men did not engage. We confirmed their bearing, then withdrew.
And? Where were they going?
The village outskirts.
But why there? There's nothing but graveyards.
What the?
Oh no.
I knew it too. It's Lara. It's that dude.
At first, I thought to take it. But I'd made it for her, and I'd like her to keep it forever.
So, the bitch is dead, is she? Shame. I had a soft spot for her. Ha! Guess you learned how to use a weapon at least. Big change from a tiny kid trying not to piss herself in fear.
You're... No!
How exactly did he survive that?
God!
You remember me? How touching.
A face that ugly, I couldn't forget. Trust me, I tried.
Harsh.
What do you want? Not that I can't imagine.
I'm here to take back what's mine, kid. But before that, I'll take a bit of time to express my gratitude to you. It ain't gonna be pretty or quick. Then I'll make that blade watch as I cut you into little sticky chunks, just to make sure the last thing he feels is complete despair.
I'll hold them up. You get to the others quickly.
No use. Hayes, he knew about you. He brought no blades, just more mercs.
Exactly. Don't worry. I'm gonna treat you real good before I get to the cutting.
Oh boy, this is something. Alright, this is...
Well now,
Ready
you're
to
not
put
that
another
tough
win
man
under
here
our belts?
around, are ya?
Caution will win the day.
Here comes the birdie!
Let's start with these guys who keep getting back of the head.
Here comes the birdie!
I got it. Careful.
I got distracted.
At least they didn't make him like a basic normal strand.
Here comes the birdie!
Come on. Yeah.
Really? My pain,
Right
zero
on
more.
target.
Stop pissing about. Get the bloody girl! Hey now!
Let's heal up.
You're big, Bronco!
Come on. There.
How about this?
I got it.
Here comes the birdie!
Yeah, see what I mean? Look how little that gold is.
Here comes the birdie!
There.
How about this?
I got it. There. Gotcha. Come on. There.
You're a feisty one, man. I'm carving you to bits.
Yeah.
Here comes the birdie.
Come on.
How about this?
Right on target.
I fight for my friends.
Think you can run? Think again, girly.
I'm not worried. I know Jen will make it in time.
Starting to piss me off.
Otherwise, this game would end
Oi!
really quickly.
Surround them so they don't get away.
My lady, you have to go.
It's all right. He's here.
You bastard! No! Ah! Ah! No!
We are done for. Let's run.
Where you all going?
Had enough. What's next then? Right leg? Or the left? Or how about...
Enough. That's enough, Jin. Just leave him. For my sake.
He's taking out his law to catch him. I swear, if you lose somebody who just lost an arm, y'all need help.
So you let him go? Even without his arms, he may cause you more trouble one day.
I didn't want to end it here. He might deserve it, but he did take care of my mother, so... Let's go back. I suppose I can bring myself to step foot on this flagship after all.
I'm just glad to have my healer back. Plus, I have a thing for hand-to-hand combat fighters.
Ah! My arms! My arms! Bastards! I'm gonna kill them! Every last one of them! Ah!
Why you planning to do that when you probably can't even get up anymore? Indal.
Huh? The hell are you? Stop it!
Alright, and I can switch between Mithra when she gets a little bit better. I just like having a healer again. They could have made those guys a little stronger. Like, they didn't have to make us unkillable.
This is
it's just if they made them at basic strength, we wouldn't have had really much of a chance. As you've seen how everything else has been so far. But the fact that they made them that easy, I mean...
This is becoming addictive.
You gave us a healer, so we're not too bad off, but it's one of those things where it's like, come on. You're not that simple. Come on, man. I mean, I appreciate
The suspense is
Don't have to tell me twice.
still nobody has my name. I wonder if we'll get a fourth person.
Aren't we intrepid?
Do we cover all the elements? No, we have nobody who handles dark. Jin has ice. He has electric. He says wind. Water and fire. I forget how many there are, if I'm being honest. But we don't have anybody who can cover dark. I feel like Adam might end up getting another blade. But I don't know. Fire, water, wind, electric, ice. Why am I walking? Seriously, why was I walking?
What a pleasant stroll.
Let's get through this, and then I think I'll go ahead and call it an episode. Because at that point, I got a lot of things to do. I got 2 games that I haven't even released the first episode for, so I'm not gonna list them. I got to do at least 2 of those, and then Hack GU. I'm on volume 3, and I don't want to finish it, so I'm trying to do 2 of those. I still want to do 1 more of these. Because these are the only days I get to actually like record nowadays. That's why everything's been so delayed and backed up and whatnot. So I'm trying to make sure I have enough of everything so that I can still get those episodes out every day. There's nothing like that here. I like this much better. It all depends on the country. Some of the nobility like to travel in style, and believe me, they don't go halfway. Moira Dane, on the other hand, is a military state. They take a more pragmatic approach. Just as their emperor must be a masterful driver, so must their diplomatic vessels be armed for war. That is the Ardanian way. So long as its mission is not a convert one, every flagship under our command must be a throne I may ascend. What if the leader is the first to fall? What then? Jin! It's alright, Laura. He makes a valid point. That is precisely why Aegeon and Bridget, the jewels of the Empire, have been bestowed upon me. Your Majesty. We will do everything in our power to protect you, Your Majesty, even at the cost of our lives. I am blessed to have such loyal companions. It seems like there's a problem. Your Majesty, we have urgent news. Nobody runs like that unless there's an issue. His Majesty is currently entertaining guests. I would entreat that you not incur his displeasure. My humble apologies, Your Majesty. It's alright. I trust this news is of special importance. Please give us your tidings. Of course, Your Majesty. As you know, we've applied stricter regulations to our scout patrols in light of recent tragedy at Torgoth. Well, one of our patrols happened upon a young Gormati near the camp, Sigville, or lost track of him. So, you think he might be a survivor? We believe so. We can send out further patrols immediately if His Majesty ascends. I see. I'm sorry that we had to keep you waiting. Please go ahead. Yes, Your Majesty. That was it. Just the Gormati kid. One. I would like for our country to shelter as many refugees as falls within our means. I do hope he can be found quickly. Wait, we should go with them. What for? Their army's not exactly short-staffed. He's just a kid. He'll be scared witless of soldiers. Of course he's gonna run away. Laura's got a point. Very well, let's head out. He would do well to make haste before he strays any further afield. Thanks, guys. You're such a bunch of do-gooders. It's gonna land us in trouble someday. And you're
We shall handle it.
Stuck-up little brat. And your mouth is gonna land you in trouble someday. Yep.
In troubled times, we help each other.
Side quest or side quest, no matter how you look at them, I don't care. And you don't, actually, so I don't know why you bother lying to me. Your chips need work. Alright. Jesus. That just hit me. Yawns are back. Ugh. It's only 7:55, and I still got a lot more to do. Well, can't let that stop me now. I actually had fun with this one. Next, I think I'm gonna go back and try and get my revenge. Actually, you know what? Screw this. Let's try to get my revenge on this bird now. And if it doesn't work, well, well, I don't know. I was doing good without a healer, so with a healer we should be fine. Right? That's how it works, right?
We can do it if we work together.
But you know what would help? Y'all do something instead of standing there.
I'm sure now we'll fight better.
You read my mind.
The winds are break! I shall hold the front line. I'll show you something good. Another
I will have my revenge. Stupid bird.
The battle is not over yet. Ready to unleash an elemental attack. Moving on up. The winds around.
With break.
It's the I'm not the way this is going.
Your enthusiasm is infectious.
Let's speed this up. Now it's time to hovering snake. Hold the storm. Allow me, your majesty. Spinning wheel. How about this? Okay, the winds around. I'll give you. Want me to handle this one? Let's go. Yes. Spirits of the air, bend to my will. Starlight strike.
My preparation. I'll say no. Whatever you're ready for. Healing regularly is the key to sure.
I'll give you a hand.
Superb, guys. Keep
Fully
that up.
agree.
Test the
Want me to handle this one?
My arms long. You're wide open.
Photon storm. The winds around.
We need extra attention here.
Spiral snap. That figured. Fully agree. Lightning buster.
You're wide open.
Now we're doing work. Yeah. Swift gale. Try this on the side.
I stand ready.
I'll give you a hand. I need some speed cells. Yeah.
We're ready. Poised and ready.
Yeah. Take heaven.
Never. Like that.
Swift gale. How about this? Want me to handle this one? Lightning shot. Photon ticket. Come, wind of healing.
Take care of yourself.
The stakes just got high.
I win. Launch resist, physical defense up. Vortex sword. Is that an actual weapon? Based on its look. Oh, okay. Oh, so that. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that. Wow. That's cool. So it didn't make the blade itself any stronger, and I actually have noticed to the team stats. So it doesn't matter. Everybody has the same like stats overall. There's different abilities and techniques. But that's cool. That there, I like that. The ability to change your that makes up for the lack of other blades, and it's a cool little thing. Now we just need it to have different damage. So that allows us to change the elements, which that's really cool. Actually, I like that. That's a really cool thing to add in. Okay, all right, I like that. Alright, well, that is going to be all the time we have for this episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Tour of the Golden Country. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.